This week for writing, I want to give you some examples of some graphic organizers that I hope will help you organize your writing to keep focused, to stay on topic. And that is one of the main things that I've told you, is that you need to stay on topic, and then you need to make sure that your details correspond appropriately to your main idea. So I'm going to show you some examples of this, and then you'll have these available in your Blackboard to use. You can pick what you like best. So if we look at this one, this is putting your ideas together on a mountaintop or a triangle. And at the very top is your main idea. And I've just picked the main idea that Niagara Falls is a beautiful sight. That is the main thing that I want to convey when I write this particular writing. So there's a couple of main details that I want to include under this very important main idea. So the two details that I want to tell you within the writing, and these two could become paragraphs in and of themselves. I would probably begin by saying, Niagara Falls is a beautiful sight. I've seen pictures of it and videos, but I've never been there. I really want to go. Let me tell you how beautiful it is, and that's why I want to go there. One of the reasons I want to go is because it's very unique, because it's on the American and Canadian border. So one of the details about Niagara Falls is that it happens to fall right in between where America and Canada, the United States and Canada meet. And another detail I wanted to tell you is that it is on the Niagara River. So I might have a whole paragraph telling you all about how it is on the border of both the United States and Canada. And some of the details in that paragraph, I think it's so cool that the Niagara Falls, you can see Niagara Falls from both Canada and the United States. When you're on the American side, one of the details is that it's 167 feet. When you're on the Canadian side of the falls, it's 161 feet. They are beautiful, equally beautiful, and then you give a few more details. Then your next paragraph would talk about being a part of the Niagara River. And one of the details within that paragraph might be that it comes between the beautiful Lake Ontario and the gorgeous Lake Erie, and where these meet and the Niagara River forms. Then we come to the beautiful Niagara Falls. And then my conclusion, and it's not up here, but my conclusion might be, so now you can see why I really want to go there. And don't you want to go with me? Let's plan a trip this summer. So this is just one way of seeing main idea, details that would form, these two would form two paragraphs. And this would be included in this paragraph, this and that. So I just want to go quickly through a few others like that. This is the sandwich chart. Very similar. I don't have quite as much room for as much detail, but you would be able to come up with it on your own. The top of your sandwich is the main idea. The bottom gives you a conclusion, and in the middle are your details there that express your writing. So on this one, my main idea is just about the Statue of Liberty. And so I might begin my writing by telling you, I think one of the most patriotic symbols of the United States is the Statue of Liberty. When you think of different parts of the United States and its history, the Statue of Liberty is right there among the top things that you think about. And the reason is, and these are your details, it was a gift from France. France made this for us. Maybe some of you don't know that. They made it and sent it over here to us. And you might talk about that. And this would be one whole paragraph. This is a paragraph. And in that paragraph you would say, This was a gift from France. They built it and they shipped it to America. It took so many days or weeks or months or years. You would research it to know that. They brought it here and now it sits at Ellis Island. Another wonderful thing, your second detail about the Statue of Liberty, is that thousands of people visit it every year. And you'd want to talk about the tourists that come. They come from the United States and they come from all over the world. They want to visit. They want to take the trek up the stairs as far as they can. But it is quite a tourist attraction. You'd have a whole paragraph about that. And then your last paragraph might be talking about some of the details of it. The Statue of Liberty is 151 feet tall. It's a woman holding a book and a torch. You can see it from all places in New York and surrounding areas. You would give all the kind of details about the structure of it. Then you'd have this concluding sentence or paragraph that says whatever you would want to say about the Statue of Liberty. I think that it has become a symbol of freedom, not just for the United States, but for so many other countries. And give a strong conclusion about that. Again, main idea, details, and a conclusion. This one is called a persuasion map, and it just starts here, and you have a goal, some reasons, and then some more reasons. Very same thing. Main idea, your details, and even more details. And it kind of helps you break up so you know that you're on topic, that everything goes together, and that it flows appropriately. So if I picked the idea of exercising here on this one, then 3 important reasons that someone might exercise is because it's good for your health, you might make friends, and it might help with stress in your life. So I left these blank so we could kind of think about how it might help your health. It might help your heart rate. It might help your skin. Sometimes your skin looks better when you exercise. And then there may be other reasons. You may have read an article about this that you're giving me a summary and they would have told you that. A way you exercise might be important in making friends is if you go to the gym. So if you go to the gym, you've got exercise buddies. And from there, you might join a special spin class or aerobic class or Zumba class that helps you make even more friends that are interested in the same type exercising. Or you could join a running club. My husband loves to run. So you might join a running club so you can all run together and be encouraged. And then the last part about exercise, again, maybe you've read this in an article, is that it helps with stress. So when you exercise, it just relieves your stress. It is a stress reliever that you don't have to keep things bottled in, and it just keeps you healthy. You would take all these details then and summarizing your article and saying exercise is important for people in lots of different ways. This article included many ways, but the top 3 that I saw were in your health, making friends, and dealing with stress. And then your next paragraph might be all about health. The article told us that in health, it made your heart stronger, it made your skin better, it lowered your blood pressure, whatever the things the article said. And you would kind of talk about that a little bit. And then your second paragraph or your third paragraph would be, you can make friends as you exercise. They talked about going to the gym or an exercise club, that sort of thing. And again, all of this helping you stay on target with your topic of exercise. So you wouldn't put anything out there about, the leaves falling off the trees in the front yard if it didn't have anything to do with exercising. Let me just show you a couple more. These are, I've left blank, but it gives you the same idea here. This is the ice cream cone. You have your main idea here, and then you can give a detail, and a detail, detail, and another, or conclusion. You don't always have to have 3 details. You don't always have to have 3 paragraphs in the middle. Might just be 2. But when you get through with your writing, you can look back and say, does it fall in here? Because if I've written something about my dog chasing a bone in the backyard and it doesn't have anything to do with this, I better take that sentence out. Another one here is a spider map. Again, put your main idea here and brainstorm. What are some good details about that? And you might, in this one, you might have 8 different ones, but you might only pick the top 2 or 3 that you know you could write the clearest, most concise answer to. So you wouldn't necessarily write that many, but it gives you a really good idea. Or you could have this as a main detail and this as some subtopics of that idea. Just a couple more. Same thing here. You could start off with your topic of pets. What are the pets that are out there? You've read an article about pets, and in that article it talked about dogs, it talked about cats, it talked about birds, it talked about snakes, and maybe it talked about, I don't know, maybe it talked about horses as pets. And then you could pick 2 or 3 of these that you give some more details to, like dogs, that they might be fun because you can train them and you can run with them, and you might like cats because they stay inside. So you could give your details for that. And when you have the paragraph about dogs, that's what you talk about, only that. And when you had your paragraph about birds, that's all you talk about, just those birds. Do you have to talk about every single one of those? Absolutely not. This is a brainstorming way to begin. And then you hone in on what you can do the most accurate writing on. The last one is a very simple one. What do I want to say at the beginning, the middle, and the end? So I'm going to have an introduction, and I'm going to have a conclusion. And in the middle, it could be 2 or 3 paragraphs that deal with the topic of the introduction. The beginning, the middle, and the end. So this week you'll see some of these as different options to view and use. And you'll have them throughout the year, and you can pull it out and say, oh, I want to use that to help me get started on my writing.